All right, this is a quick video just to try and help you see the difference between single slits, double slits, and diffraction gratings. And so let's start, with a double slit. Make sure we can see the pattern there. Oh. And it looks like I'm a little off. Let me rotate that so I can see it better. I got bumped. There it is. And then, let me see if I hit the lights a little bit. So we're trying to look right here, and you can see the alternating bright and dark. Let me hit the lights really quick. And I'm going to check on zoom, see if you can see that. Can't see it, but I can try to zoom in if I grab the right remote. So I'm going to try and zoom in on the pattern now. Oh, missed it. Right there. There's that pattern. It's having some trouble locking on in the dark. There it is. Okay, so what I want you to notice about this pattern, it looks so much cooler in class live in a dark room. You just got to trust me on this. But so we see that all the fringes in the middle are approximately equally bright. All right, and I'm going to try to just see if you can see it still with a little bit of light in the room. Whoops, that's too much. Let me see if you can still see that. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, and so you can just barely notice this. We see that the pattern keeps going over here, but notice it gets dark right about here and here. That's the issue. Let me say it this way. In the double slit experiment, you have two single slits. And so there are dark spots associated with single slits that we'll see as well. And so what happens here is you see the double slit pattern, but every once in a while, the fact that you have individual slits producing dark spots will cancel out the pattern. Then it gets brighter again, then darker, and then brighter again. And you can see this better in a real classroom. All right, and so now I'm going to show you the single slit pattern for comparison. There's just the laser spot. And I'm going to turn out the light so you can see this better. All right. Give the camera a chance to respond. And you can see it just barely. So notice you see a very wide central max. And then immediately the pattern gets more dim as you move outward. So we see a very bright central max right here. And then you see a weaker. And if I turn the lights on, we'll see if you can see it with that too. Oops, right there. I'll do a quick zoom check. I'll try some different slit widths. So that's a skinnier slit. That pattern might show up a little bit better on the screen. And again, you do see the central max is twice as wide. And then in order to show you the grating, I'm going to actually zoom back out a little bit. I'm going to go over this way. Come on. Remote, work. Jeez. Okay. And then let's zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so you can see the laser in the corner. All right. So now, if I take this slit out of here, that's the single slit, this is diffraction grating. You can think of a diffraction grating as just thousands of slits. All right? And so when I put this on there, you probably don't see anything. But if I get closer to the screen, and make sure the laser is hitting there, you should see a bright spot right there, and if I can hold this steady, you can see a bright spot right there, and a bright spot right over there. And sometimes you can even see a faint one way over there, but you probably can't see that. Again, these demos are better in class. But one thing to notice about this one, these are no longer small angles. Why? The distance between the central max and the bright spot is not negligible compared to L, right? It's a sizable fraction of L. And so with the diffraction gratings, you can't use the small angle approximation usually. Now I happen to have this stuff written up on the screen, kind of what I wanted you to take away out of here. So let me see if I can, whoops, wrong way. Get this up here, and let's zoom in. Whoops, sorry. This one I don't have on a preset. I'll get there. Sorry this is taking so long. All right, and we'll go out just a little bit so you can see the bottom there. All right, and I'll turn on the light so you can read this a little bit better. Here's the summary of what we just observed. Okay, double slit. The fringes, at least near the center, are approximately equally bright. They're not exactly equally bright, and the central max is the same width as the bright fringes. In the single slit, we see the central max was twice as wide as these bright fringes, and we saw that the bright fringes are significantly less bright. Right? The central max is crazy bright, and then these were pretty darn dim. It was hard to see them. Then the diffraction grating, we saw that you get this central max and basically two dots out here, right? The central max was crazy bright, the small angle approximation is not valid, and then sometimes you can even see a second dot way out here. Those are called the second orders. So you'll see the 0th order or the central max, and then a bright spot on either side.